Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to day 10 of Shocktober. Today we're going to be talking about the Brides of Dracula. I almost said the Bride of Frankenstein. That would have been bad. So if you follow me on Letterboxd, you would have seen that today was supposed to be The Devil's Bride, or The Devil Rides Out. It's the alternate title. Fulfilling one of my pre-70s film requirements and my Hammer horror film requirement. And when I went and made my list, I made sure that I either owned the film or I was able to watch the film on like YouTube or Amazon or Shudder or something like that, or Netflix or whatever. I made sure of all this when I made my list. I guess I didn't take into account that, you know, the films would become unavailable so quickly. I mean, I made my list like, I guess I made my list like 2 months before October, so I guess that's enough time. I don't know. But unfortunately, The Devil's Bride has since become unavailable to watch on any, like, I want to say like legal means, but also safe means. Right, so I wasn't able to watch it easily, so I just swapped it out for another pre-70s Hammer horror film called The Brides of Dracula, which I just kind of picked because I wanted to see it and I didn't realize it was so similar, you know, with like The Bride and everything like that. Anyways, so The Bride of Dracula is directed by Terrence Fisher and is about Van Helsing, played by Peter Cushing, who comes back to Transylvania to kind of stamp out vampirism in the form of a young baron who has caught the eye of, yeah, he catches her eye too. It's mutual eye catching of a young school teacher named Marianne. So let's get into what I liked about The Brides of Dracula. Really liked the score on this one. I feel like in a lot of these, not just Hammer horror films, but Universal, the old Universal movie monster pictures also, they tend to have kind of like, the score like kind of tends to sound the same, and I know that a lot of times they get re-released with different scores and things like that. But a lot of like the musical cues are still kind of the same, like, and it's something that has influenced horror today, obviously. Like the swelling of music before something scary, or like, you know, huge crescendo when something scary pops out and things like that. But I like The Brides of Dracula. I don't, to my knowledge, I'm not aware that it's like a special re-release of music or something, but when it didn't have its traditional music cues, the score was really pretty, and I actually really enjoyed it, especially like kind of in the beginning parts of the film. It was like pleasant, like it was normally, like I said, it all kind of just sounds the same, so I tend to just like not pay attention to it because it's not anything new. But it really stuck out in this one, and I found I really enjoyed it. And I also liked the lack of score in a lot of places. There were a lot of good kind of like tension building scenes that leads up to a scare where there's just no music whatsoever and very little sound. I thought that was really effective, and you can really tell how horror today has taken from that element as well. I do like the misdirection kind of in the beginning about who Marianne should be afraid of. So she arrives in Transylvania to go teach at a school that I have forgotten the name of, and she gets stranded at an inn, and an old baroness kind of, you know, I want to say comes on to her, but that's not really true. But like, you know, kind of like gets friendly with her so that she can invite her back to her castle. And you're like, I find myself kind of wondering like, ooh, is she a vampire? Is this what this is? Is it like, you know, an Elizabeth Bathory kind of thing going on? You know, like maybe like to feel young again, she drinks the blood of, you know, young girls or something. I don't know. So I got excited about that. But there's really good misdirection about what, you know, who Marianne should be afraid of. And, you know, as she discovers when she stays with the Baroness that she is hiding a son, the Baron, who is the actual vampire. Let's get into what I didn't like about the Brides of Dracula. I keep wanting to say Bride of Frankenstein, so I keep pausing every time I say the title, that's why. So for a movie that is touting Dracula, that's using the name Dracula to draw people in, no doubt, there is no Dracula. There's no Count Dracula. It's just a vampire. It's the Baron. Like, his name is, what is it? Didn't write it down. Right. But his name is not Dracula or Vlad or anything like that. He's just in Transylvania, but it's not Dracula. So I was a little bit eh. And anyways, it was more about Van Helsing anyway. I mean, yes, the Baron is collecting girls as he goes before he tries to turn Marianne. So I think that's kind of where like the brides come in, as he's creating all these female vampires. But it's more about Van Helsing than anything. Like, it kind of starts off with Marianne, and then the bulk of the movie is about Van Helsing trying to stop this from happening. So I just feel like the name, I couldn't find an alternate title or anything. Like, maybe it was just, you know, poor marketing or something. They changed the name and the original title was better, but the name really does not describe the movie at all. I couldn't help but find the vampires a little bit funny. If I can find a picture, I'll put it up here. All of the vampires, female ones included, were kind of like, I don't know if maybe it was like the teeth or something that the actors had to wear, but they seemed to not be able to make any other face except for hopefully this one that's on the screen right now. If not, it kind of reminds me of What We Do in the Shadows when they smile. It's kind of just like with the teeth, and they just kind of stay at this, and their eyes are like wide like this, and they just stay like this, and it just seems kind of silly. The makeup altogether was a little bit silly. Like the females, when they've risen and they're vampires, it's like their faces are pale, like visibly paler, like with makeup, but the makeup artist like didn't go down their neck or their chests, which are exposed. It's not that much more skin to cover with makeup, honestly. It's like really noticeable too, so it just looks a little bit silly. You know, kind of like if you were gonna do the Wicked Witch of the West and you only painted your face green and you could see like your neck and your hands weren't green. You just look dumb. And then I think they tried to give the actor who played the Baron redder eyes, but it really just kind of looked like my eyes when I get something in my eye and I have contacts in. He just kind of looked like they were slightly red, like almost like he was high or something. So should you watch The Brides of Dracula? No, I think there's a whole lot. I think there's plenty more better Hammer horror films than this one, especially not if you're looking for like a actual Dracula movie. There's no Dracula in this one. I'm just telling you, it's not worth it. So I'm gonna give this a rating of 2 out of 5. It wasn't completely terrible. I was able to see the humor in some of the like mistakes and mishaps and things like that. So it wasn't terrible, but it just really wasn't great. On IMDb though, it has a 6.8 out of 10. I don't know, maybe I have an unpopular opinion. And on Rotten Tomatoes, I must, because it has a 73% critic score and a 62% audience score. So if you've seen The Brides of Dracula, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new here and become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday regularly, and then this month for Shocktober, I'm posting a movie review every single day. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange.